Hey, what's up, my BWT explorers? It's Chandra Sharice here. And yes, I know it's a mild miracle that you're getting to see me versus hear me that you do all the time when you listen to my podcast. If you're watching this on all of the various apps, Facebook, Twitch, doesn't matter, YouTube even, just know that I'm going to try to show my face a little more. I prefer to talk because it's just a lot easier, but I wanted to jump on here really quickly to give you all some tips. I've been showing my face on social media more because there's been quite a bit of misinformation, or the inquiries that I've been getting for different things have been like out of this world, especially when people just aren't aware and they just don't know. So, for those of you all who don't know, I'm Chandra Sharice. I am the founder of Blackwell Travel and I'm the lead explorer. I established this business in itself to help educate people of color, and also people are interested in learning more about the history of people of color as they travel. I started off doing luxury travel and then decided that I wanted to niche down just a little bit. I still do luxury. I'm still booking luxury. You have to ask some of my clients now that are like, I don't know where I want to go, but just do it for me and what they get to experience. That's not to say that I don't, but I just wanted to make sure that the misconception that people of color don't travel was sort of put like behind us. And now, even more than anything, more people are traveling due to the current situation of the world as it is, and them realizing that they didn't do it before, and life is short. So, that being said, I've been seeing some classes and stuff go around on how to book flights. And let me tell you, and let me be clear, I don't, and my company does not book flights by themselves unless we're working with our clientele who we consider to be, let's say, dignitaries, military professionals, and people who are in the entertainment industry that need our services for booking tickets and flights. And most of the time, those people that we book for, it's because they've booked with us or used us for other services, so it's not a big deal. But I need to be clear on this because I've had organizations call me recently and individuals asking if I would handle flights for people coming from other countries. The reason that I don't do this, although I have access to a consolidator and my team, as well, the agents that I work with and mentor, the reason I speak to them about this is because it's not back like it was in like the 1970s and 80s, where we could get a commission off of whatever it is that we book. That doesn't happen like that anymore. So if we book with a consolidator and let's say the price is low, that's great, right? We're like, oh, we got you a deal. We're about to be in there, but no, we then need to add a fee on top of that. And we're lucky if we're able to add $25 to it just to make it appealing for us to book. We don't get any type of commission from it. Therefore, there's no real benefit to us. The reason that I do it for my clients that are in different industries and entertainment industries and things of that nature is because they have specific requirements and needs. I'll get a call sometimes late that's like, Chandra, and by the way, follow the instructions on the website. Don't get happy and think everybody's gonna be getting late calls and Chandra's gonna be answering. It's just that I usually get a heads up. Or if something is an emergency, I'm like, okay, I got you. Okay. So let me be clear. I do everything by that contact us form on my website, blackwelltravel.com. So I'll get a call and it'll say, hey, I need to be on this plane for this special project to meet somebody in this country at this time, or they'll give a specific thing. A client is on this flight that I need to be on. I need to be as close as possible. If I'm not in first class, I don't know what's available, et cetera, et cetera. And those are usually last minute things, like within a day or 2 days. When that happens, and I deal with the consolidator, or anyone on the team deals with the consolidator, it's a lot easier, and the price is worth the increase in pay that we have to add, because we can then cut you the deal and it will work out for you. For international clients that book and booking from overseas, there aren't very many restrictions on that, except for the fact of like someone has to have an address in a certain place in order to use their credit card, et cetera, to book. So now that I've got all that out the way so that you understand the basic reason that you would come to Blackwell Travel is to manage your group of 10 rooms or more, Book your smaller group for yourself as a package. So typically that would mean that it needs to be a flight and hotel package. When I do anything that has to do with renting homes or like villas or mansions that are serviced, then that's a little different. If I'm booking a hotel block and it's independent pay per room, then I'll do that just fine. When it's contracted groups, that's a whole different thing when it comes to just hotels. But if you, as an individual, are coming to me, or you have people flying from different places and you want to meet at one place, the way to do that is for them to book a package deal and we manage the package and all of the things in between. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let me tell you, as someone who does not like to be in the forefront in front of stuff, this is something else. But I realize that sometimes people just have to connect with what people look like, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? I have a lot of people listening to the podcast and they've learned quite a bit. And so some of that information, for those of you all coming from that space, this may be repetitive to you because I teach and give some stuff. I've helped educate some people that are probably people booking your trips. So let me tell you, I've been seeing someone do, or man, I guess it might have been a couple of people now, do classes and stuff on how to pay for your flights without having to do a credit check or anything of that nature. And I find it interesting because I mean that's cool and all. You're giving them a class and everything that you're having them pay for. I mean, have them pay for your knowledge, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what that app is. And this is what I use to refer to any client that comes to me wanting a flight only and they need to do a payment plan. I've been working with this company for quite some time, referring people, and it's been awesome. And the people that use the service, they really enjoy it. And then on top of that, now I have an affiliate link. Many of you have maybe been in my Instagram bio and you've seen it. I think it's on this channel because I don't really upload on my YouTube channel like that. But apparently, I'm going to get better at it and be doing it like right now. So here is the name of that particular app and or website. It is airfordable.com. Now, I have a link that's provided that if you use the link, I get $25, you get $25, we all win. But that's not the purpose of me doing this whole video. The purpose of me doing this is to make travel a little bit more accessible to people. And with the way that gas prices and stuff are going up now due to external circumstances and the fact that travel is picking back up, I mean, the last year and a half has been really good for travel for me, uh, particularly because I actually traveled during our whole situation. And then, furthermore, because of that travel, I'm able to educate people better on the processes and stuff they need to do when they do travel. So, that said, what you're going to do, first, you're going to do like, I'm going to find the cheapest flight that I can that I want to go somewhere. And some people don't know where they want to go. They just want their money to take them somewhere. It could be if you're stateside, for those people watching me in the States, it could be within the States. If you're out of the country, it could be wherever near wherever you are. You're going to go to Google Flights, which I know that you all have either looked at some point and now they've expanded it to include hotels and all that good stuff. But it's flights.google.com. Once you go there, you can do a whole explore for, let's say, a week out or 2 weeks out for the next 3 months or a weekend that you want to get away. You can put in your departure airport and then move the screen around or explore around the screen where you can go for whatever price or whatever budget you may have in mind. If you don't have a budget, it's fine. Just pick something that you see. It doesn't make a difference. You're just trying to get away for a couple of days, then make sure it falls wherever you need to be. Okay, so let's say that this is going to be 4 months out, and you're like, okay, it's $500. And you're like, I don't have $500 right now. Okay, fine. You're going to head on over to Airfordable, the link that I gave you, and make sure that you pay attention because they will only book things that are published that are available in public domain. The reason I'm specific about that is because even though I can look up some agent stuff and send you that agent stuff, if that public airfare isn't available and published airfare isn't available for them to see, you're not going to be able to get what it is that you're looking for and the deal that you're looking for. You're then going to take a screenshot of that whole itinerary that you saw and the price that you looked it up for. You'll use Airfordable to submit it. Now, there's a young lady that founded Airfordable who is from Africa, and she was going to school here in the States. And she realized that many people in other countries that come home to go to school, they don't have access to credit and all of that good stuff in order to be going home all the time. And they don't have the funds to do it when the holidays and all of the breaks that they get happen. I forgot what her degree was in, but she found this phenomenal way in which she and her company will pre-purchase the flights for you. Yes, there's a slight markup. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not enough to hurt you. And the fact that it allows you to have a whole payment plan without you having to get a credit check says it's good enough in my book. Okay. So you're able to then put it on a payment plan, whether it's monthly or every 2 weeks or whatever you need it to be, and it automatically gets deducted out of your account. Now, that being said, let's say something happens and you're like, what am I supposed to do if something happens? Like the thing that's been going on. I can't not saying it on here because I don't want to be pulled down for any reason or them to say I'm talking about that subject, but it's a part of what's going on today. So let's say something happens, or you're like, I'm not going or able to go. They have regulations based on the ticket in which they'll allow you to take the credit for the ticket. So then you can have the credit and use it towards something else. So anything that you paid doesn't go to waste. Now, just know that they will follow the rules as it pertains to the airline which you book with. But I think that is a small risk for the ability to afford to travel. That's another thing that I would like to talk about. So if you haven't gone to the link or found a link that says Air Affordable in it so that you get $25 and I get $25 and we are living our best $25 life, and then you can head on over to my Instagram, and in my bio, the link is there. Something that people don't discuss when they're trying to figure out something is budgeting. Get a lot of requests for all-inclusive resorts, and the assumption that those resorts exist like in the United States in the way that it seems like it is on TV or in their territories as well. That is not the case. I'm not gonna go deep into it. I already did like a mini, I guess, session or whatever on my Instagram, which you can go check out, that speaks about what it's like to get an inquiry for something that you see on TV or commercials or whatever that looks so hot, right? You like, oh, that's so sexy. You got a tub outside in the woods and it's all inclusive and da 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 da. Okay. But you're trying to go to a US territory. Do you see this look on my face? I mean, you can go in the mountain. There's a whole mountain place that you could go, and there's a whole adult only resort in Florida that you can go to that's now all inclusive because, the situation caused people to rethink their business and add it to some places in the US. However, if you want to go to like the US Virgin Islands and to Hawaii, and go to an all-inclusive, you're not really gonna get what you're looking for. Hawaii, it just doesn't exist. I mean, you might as well get like a butler or something and stay somewhere. And if you're looking for an authentic Hawaiian experience, then you're gonna have to go to the outer islands to get more of that versus the more commercialized or Americanized versions. If you are going to the US Virgin Islands, now there are some places they're calling themselves all inclusive, but what they do is they take what's considered like a European plan where you either get breakfast or you get lunch. And then they say you can prepay for meals to add on to that. Because it has the word all inclusive, people are like, yeah, that's what's up. But the experience that you get is not going to be the same as an all inclusive resort if you're in, let's say, somewhere else in the Caribbean, like Mexico, Jamaica, or uh, what is it? Dominican Republic. It's just not gonna be like that. I know people think Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico doesn't have all inclusive either, boo. I hate to tell y'all. I mean, I understand you don't want to use a passport. I get it. But if you want to live your best life and be able to go someplace and enjoy what an all inclusive really is, then you definitely need to get a passport and stop playing around. Some people think like, what's another one that people ask about all inclusives? It's really just those places. It's just the US territories. I mean, Guam, but who's flying all the way over to Guam if you're stateside? Let me know. Besides the military and the Air Force, don't get smart. Okay. Because I know. Yeah, that's another US territory. There's also the American Samoas, but no, you're going to get an authentic experience when you go out that way. So in order to be able to have a good time, you have to be a little flexible when you're traveling to US territories. Now I mentioned there are some all-inclusive resorts up in the mountains and stuff, but listen, once I give people the price, because they don't understand that all-inclusives are priced per person per night. And it's not like I'm just gonna book my friends in this room and then whoever wants to come stay in the room, they can come because it's already paid for. We could just split the price. No, that's not how it works. And the assumption that it works that way says that there are more travel experiences that you need to have so that you understand how it works. And I suggest that you go somewhere where the budget that you have fits what you're doing. So now that I've talk to you about that a little bit, let's go back. So, my suggestion, if you're traveling to any of the US territories or any place that's an island or something where you don't have to use a passport, and again, I'm speaking to my people here. I know my people overseas are like, what you mean? I, I have to have a passport anyway. I got you. I want you to realize some things. Rules traveling there are different. I know that the rules now are a little bit lax, considering everything, but there were people that are like, "So I still gotta get a test if I'm, going there, and it's a US territory?" Yes, yes, you do, because they are a smaller island with a smaller amount of a population and therefore smaller hospitals. So, yes, you have to get a test. They set their own rules, okay, on entry and all that good stuff. But if you're going to those places, things that you need to not be afraid of, you either need to be willing to put out the money for transportation via a driver or the taxi. And some of those places have set taxi costs. Some of those places also have Lyft or Uber. Okay. But be prepared and just know gas is higher there. If you think gas is high in uh California and stuff, no, you need to go to an island because you have to remember things get imported. It's another reason why the all-inclusive resorts are dying down and aren't there like that. Matter of fact, the one that was there got bought out. So, and it was owned by a family for generations. And it just got bought out, so it's no longer an all-inclusive anymore. So, when you budget how much you want to spend when you go to these places. And also, flights tend to be a little higher around weekends and holidays. I don't know why people think, and I know you can only go on a weekend sometimes, but I don't know why people think because it's a US territory, it's going to be cheaper to get to. I don't know where that comes from, but sometimes the prices to get there cost more than flying to somebody else's country that's still in North America. Okay. So, make sure you budget for your food. When you're talking about food prices for traveling and you're not staying at an all inclusive, I want you to always start with this. And this is the analogy that I give everybody. Start like you, and again, this is for my people in the US. What's up, my people not in the US? Start with looking at prices that you pay when you go to like Fridays. So I want you to base your prices on Fridays and up. When you do that, it'll help you budget what you need for the day. The one thing that people don't tell you is that even if you have an all inclusive, you don't eat everything all day long. You still eat only certain times a day. So it's not going to make a difference. So just budget that accordingly. And then think about not always staying on the resort or at a hotel. Your best bets will most likely come from like an Airbnb, apartment, some sort of villa or something. And that is because they're usually owned by individuals with a family history there or people who invested in the island before it was popping. Let me say that. So you can then take your time to stay somewhere and be willing to either be Ubered or drive. Those are your options. Pay for somebody to take you or drive. A great thing that I like to do for clients is I have a link that I provide them of tours and everything, and they can book the tours. When they book the tours, most of the time you'll see that the tours say they'll pick you up. It'll also allow you, if I don't have a contact for that area, to have a personal driver, personal driving staff, which is wonderful, right? Some sort of transportation company that I work with. If I don't have that contact for you, this is a great link in order to get that. And they will tell you what they will and won't do. And you'll be surprised. You can book online, but sometimes when you're on those islands, it's a lot better to engage and talk to people in person because you can get better deals. I know this is a lot of information right now, and I don't want to go off on a tangent giving too much more. So, this is what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to be showing up here all the time, like every week or whatever. To communicate different things with you all, but do this for me. If you leave a comment on one of any various platforms that this is going to be uploaded on and or streaming on now, leave a comment of some things that you have questions about when it comes to travel so that I can try to mitigate some of the things that you have going on. Now, these are the only places and the platforms that I will answer these questions. I will do either a video or I'll comment right back to you. Otherwise, you can hit that consultation link up in my bio or on Chandra, at Blackwell Travel and talk to Chandra, i.e. Chandra Shrees. That would be me, and I will be glad to answer your questions that way. If you go to my Instagram, it's right in there, and there's a whole consultation thing. But if you leave me comments here, I will definitely make sure to answer them for you when I have time, and then that way I can just help you be able to travel better and safer. And then those people who come to me, this can be used as an education source for them. So, with that being said, I hope that you all get bit by that travel bug and just know that there are always precautions that you can take while you travel during these strange times, our new normal. So, until next time, peace.